more a mommy and lifestyle channel, honestly. I'm not a beauty guru. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about my self-tanning routine because I get asked all the time on Instagram what self-tanner I use, and then I get these direct messages with horror stories saying like my face is orange or my hands are orange. So I was like, you know what, I just need to make a little video I can send people to so you can kind of see the whole process of self-tanning, because self-tanning isn't just slathering something on your body and changing your skin color. So I'm gonna dive into exactly how I do it, what products I use, how long it stays, and I'm gonna also show you different clips of me so you can kind of see what to expect as far as color is concerned, as far as when you put it on, when you get out of the shower, about 8 hours later, how it looks the next day, kind of stuff like that, because every self-tanner is different. My favorite self-tanner is the St Tropez Express self-tan. You only have to leave it on for 1 to 3 hours. I always leave it on for 3 hours because I want the most bang for my buck, but it stays on for about 5 days really well. 6 and 7, it really starts to fade fast. But I love St Tropez because it does get you a really dark color. It's the darkest I have been able to get for the longest length of time. Some self-tanners I tried would just come off the next day, or like the guide would look really dark and then I get in the shower and it'd all wash off completely. But I love that this gets you legitimately dark. It lasts for a solid 4 to 5 days, at least on my skin type. And when it comes off, it just fades. It doesn't peel, it doesn't look patchy. Some of my sisters have tried different self-tanners and you can tell it is patchy, peeling around their neck, their face, under their arms, and you just don't want that. So this is what I recommend. It's not sponsored, but I think this is really cool. I do also like St Tropez Dark, where you sleep in it like for 8 hours, but I can't really blame my husband for not wanting to sleep next to this like sticky mess that you absolutely cannot touch for fear of streaking. So that kind of got nixed at our house, and now I just use the Express. So I'm gonna see if I can give you guys a little better view of this tan. So it actually might be kind of hard to see how tan I actually am because I'm sitting in front of a very, very bright light, which kind of washes me out. So if you guys actually want to see how this looks in natural light, you might want to check out a vlog, and I'm going to be posting the wedding over on our family vlog channel. So I will link that video down below. That will be tomorrow if you guys want to get kind of a better idea of what this looks like in natural light, but I'm probably like 3 shades darker than I usually am. Here is a clip of me with no self-tanner at all on. I usually tan only about once every 3 to 4 weeks. I'm a mom of 2 and I'm not a beauty queen. It's more of a fun treat for me than a consistent thing. If you guys see my vlogs or whatever, then you know what I'm talking about. I change colors a lot. Don't self-tan unless you prep for your tan. This is the most important part, but I feel so many people miss it and they just try to put a self-tanner on without prepping. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna exfoliate. My absolute favorite exfoliator is this one. I got it from, well, it's my aunt and uncle's company actually, Ben Soap. I love that it has super natural ingredients, cane sugar, coconut oil. What I love about this is because the second ingredients are coconut oil, olive oil, and it also has vitamin E oil in it. Not only is it an exfoliator, and it will exfoliate all the dead skin off, and it will exfoliate any self-tanner that you might have left on, but it also has all those oils, and so it leaves your skin so soft and moisturized. I live here in Bend, Oregon, so it's the high desert, and we dry out like crazy up here. Then, after you exfoliate, shave. I got this confused the first time. I shaved first and then I exfoliated, and it was such a bad idea. This is kind of a fun treat because I shaved my right leg at the same time as my left leg. So, you know, everything's just all dialed in at the same time. This is also a time like I scrub my feet. I just try to like get all the dead skin off, just purge, and you know, you're already self-tanning, so you might as well just go all the way. Then when you get out of the shower, moisturize. You don't necessarily have to moisturize with that scrub, but I like to put a little bit of extra on my elbows, wrists, fingers, stuff like that, because you don't want to be getting orange in the creases or your knuckles or whatever. Often I just put lotion everywhere just to be safe. So after you let the lotion absorb, then you're gonna self-tan, okay? Don't put the tanner on until you've done all those things. It will last way longer if you do those things, and it will come off so evenly or absorb evenly instead of being patchy, peeling, and all the nightmares you've heard. If you buy this kit, it comes with a mitt. If you just buy the bottle, which is what I did because I already had a mitt, then make sure you get some kind of a mitt. You'll want a mitt, and I wear gloves as well. The worst thing is getting orange on the insides of your hands. You absolutely don't want that. So put gloves on, put a mitt on for an applicator, and then use your bottle. You can start wherever you want. I always start on my arms because to me, they are the easiest place to start. I start on my shoulder and then work downwards in long stroking motions. I avoid my elbow the first couple times down, and then once I get most of the self-tanner rubbed in, then I lightly go over my elbow. I never had problems with orange elbows or stuff like that, but that is a dead giveaway that you self-tan. So just make sure you avoid the joints until last and then rub the light residue over instead of rubbing like a ton of self-tanner over that spot. I do 2 pumps for my arms. I do 2 pumps for my chest as well. I think legs can be kind of tricky. There's just a lot of space to cover, and I typically do around 4 pumps per leg. I put it all on the mitt, and then again I just brush upwards in long strokes, avoiding the joint. So avoiding the knee until I get almost all of that self-tanner rubbed on, then I lightly go over the knee and blend it and just rub out all the streaks. One thing you're also gonna make sure to steer clear of is the ankle area. Don't leave any chunks down at the ankle area. Put very, very light application down there. When you do go down towards the feet, don't put any extra pumps of self-tanner on your mitt. Just lightly rub the residue over your feet and joint area, kind of blending from your ankle over onto your feet. You really don't want to see any color from the self-tan guide coming off onto your feet. If you're doing that, it's probably going to be orange after it's done setting. So just really lightly rub over your feet, rub over your ankles. You might not see a difference in the moment, but they will color. Some people don't tan their faces. I love to tan my face because I feel like it evens out imperfections in my face. I put a very, very tiny dot on my mitt, and I start on my forehead, which is a large flat space, and then put a little bit on my cheeks. Don't go anywhere where it's bony. So like, don't put it on your nose, or don't put it directly here on your jawline or your chin, or any places that you don't want turned orange, because where a concentrated amount of this stuff goes, it's really powerful. So I put it initially in those flatter spots and then blend out to my ears, to my hairline, making sure to really blend from my face to my neck. You don't want a big old line here. I've definitely had that before. So I kind of pull in my chin, flatten down that part, and make sure that I am blending from my neck to my face. Make sure you hit the back of your neck, you hit behind your ears, just all those things where you don't want it to be glaringly obvious that you're 2 different colors. Especially now, it's December, so my shades are dramatically different from when I'm self-tanning and when I'm not. I like to tan my back. When you do this, just go ahead and flip your mitt on the other side of your hand. And typically when I bend my arm like this, I'm able to get my entire back by myself. I do 2 pumps of the self-tanner as well for my stomach. And I don't really know how much to do on my back, just as needed. Lastly, you're gonna treat the fingers similarly to how you treated your feet. Don't put any extra self-tanner on your mitt. Just take your glove off and lightly rub. Go heavier on the palm with pressure, and then just barely touch your fingers. And I like to keep the glove on the tips of my fingers so I don't get orange fingers when I'm doing the other hand. Once you have all your self-tanner on, it typically dries really quick. I typically wear like long flannel pajamas or something like that. And then just for the next 3 hours, just let it set on your skin. This is how I looked before I jumped in the shower. It starts to get pretty dark, and don't be surprised when you jump in the shower and you wash the tanning guide off and you get out of the shower and you are way lighter. That's super normal. The tan will continue to set in your skin for the next 8 hours. So I've had this self-tanner on for probably 6 hours, and so it will probably be darker tomorrow than it is right now. I find that day 2 is always darker than I was day 1. So after I get out of the shower, I'm extra with the moisturizer. Again, I live in a dry climate, so I just slather lotion all over just like I would before. Don't put on deodorant before you self-tan. You could put it on after you've washed off the guide, 1 to 3 hours later, but don't put it on before or it will actually turn your armpits green. You don't want that. That is kind of my self-tanning routine. It sounds like a big deal, but it really takes probably 30 minutes to do a gigantic shower that I probably should have done anyways, and just taking care of all my feminine needs. And then it probably takes about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes to apply the self-tanner. So it's not actually a big deal. You let it sit on your skin, but you go throughout your day. Hopefully that answered some of your questions. I will link the products I use down below. If you do have any questions and you haven't self-tanned before, or you're curious about St Tropez or anything else like that that I haven't answered in this, then comment down below and I will get back to you, because I know it can be tricky if you haven't self-tanned before, trying to figure out what are even the basics. I'm a mommy and lifestyle YouTuber, honestly. I'm not a beauty guru. This is just something that I enjoy and it's a fun treat for me every once in a while, and I figured I would share it with you all too because you seem to be curious. Anyways, I hope you have a fantastic week and I will see you soon. Bye!